Huh? What's going on? I don't know. You look just like me. Yeah, you look just like me too. Is this one of Rita's evil schemes? No. I mean, I don't think so. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. It's Morphin time! Tyrannosaurus! Me too! Tyrannosaurus! You know all my moves! Yeah, I do know all your moves. What's going on? I'm teleporting to the command center. Me too. Hey boys and girls, today on Super Exciting Outrageous Toy Review, we're taking a look at the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Automorphin Red Ranger from the Legacy Collection. This Legacy Collection figure is basically a reissue of an original Power Ranger figure from 1993. The figure comes in a special white box that shows off it's a Legacy figure collection. Inside is a carded action figure that is almost identical to the original release. I bought this Power Ranger in 2018, and this one was bought in 1993 and stored in a tote under a bed at a friend's house. The back of the package is where you'll find some slight differences. They used a different image of the automorphing feature. There's a little disclaimer on the new figure here about Tommy's shield, and down at the very bottom, more disclaimer type information on the modern release. Here we've got the Red Ranger out of the package. Just like the packaging, this figure is almost an identical recreation of the original figure. I am glad that Bandai included some slight touches so you can tell the difference. This is the current release. This is the original release. I think that the current one is slightly darker red than the original release, but I can't be positive because the original one could be slightly faded from 20 years. So I'm not sure on that, but I think that might be one slight difference. Otherwise, on first glance, they look exactly the same. Like all the 90s Power Rangers merchandise, this Ranger has his power coin on his chest. A decision I always thought was a little odd, and actually the thing I would have loved for them to have left off on these to make them different from the originals, plus because I kind of wish I had Ranger figures that didn't have the coins because it's more show accurate. But anyway, this figure, just like the original one, comes with a power sword in all silver plastic. It has a pinhole to plug into his hand, and that peg I think also works for forming the power blaster if you have all the figure's accessories. He also comes with a blade blaster that fits in a holster on his hip. That is molded in all white, has a peg hole on its handle, and is in gun mode all the time. I think gun mode is probably the most fun mode for it to be in. There's actually 3 versions of it. There's a folded up compact version that actually fits in their holster on the show. They unfold it into a blade weapon, and they also unfold it differently into the blaster version. So I'm kind of happy they came with the guns. I think that's more fun. Jason also came with a T-Rex Power Coin temporary tattoo, just like the original figure. The outside of the package called this an Automorphing Ranger. Many fans that grew up with these figures call them the head flippers. If I push Jason's morpher button here, his chest opens up, and that allows me to flip his head around to the unhelmeted version. Say hello, Jason. Hey guys, I'm the Red Ranger. It's Morphin time. Tyrannosaurus! And one flick of that button makes him morph into the Red Ranger. It's a really fun effect. You do have to manually reset it every time when you want him back as Jason, but one flick of that button, and boom! He's the Red Ranger. One new feature added to this figure, another way to tell that this is a reissue, is they've actually engineered it so Jason's head can turn. His helmet still is fixed in place, but at least the Red Ranger can move his head when he's unmorphed. The original figure was unable to turn his head. My collection of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers included an original carded Jason, a loose Jason, and now I've got the reissue of Jason. The reissue is pretty perfect for display, considering there's no damage to his paint, there's no nicks and scuffs from playing with him. Pretty much all the Automorphin Rangers in my collection have a few little scratches here and there from, them getting banged together by kids in the 90s. It's hard to buy a really perfect one nowadays unless you open one out of the package. And now you can walk into Walmart and buy a brand new one in the package from the Legacy Collection. I think we're going to see people less interested in the vintage ones now because they'll be able to buy a brand new perfect one. There might be some real diehards that still want that original one. When I have this Red Ranger hanging on my wall, the carded one, Unless you flip it over and look at the back of the package, you won't know which version it is anyway. Kind of an interesting dilemma for collectors. But great for kids that want a complete Red Ranger to play with. Oh yeah! In the comments down below, let me know if you're going to be picking up these modern Automorphin Rangers. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.